Hello, wrestling fans. Yes, we're both wearing glasses. Welcome to Getting Ready here on SE Scoops. Mine are not prescription. I'm assuming Stephanie's are. I'm Steve Follett. She's Stephanie Hypes. We're talking about Raw, the good, the bad, the what the heck moments, and of course, the most valuable entertainer. My eyes tell the story. I can't cover these baby blues. But on this show, let's talk about the good first. The good, to me, is the production value of the WWE. Somehow allowing us to have two brothers in the same room at the same time that possibly might be the same person, even though I did interview Ezekiel and he flat out told me before we even started talking, he is not Elias.
He said it.
And they were in the room together. We saw them in the room together. We saw Elias in the ring have a wonderful concert. We saw Kevin Owens get attacked by a guitar, walk down the aisle, head backstage, and then waiting for him there was Ezekiel.
Like you can't, I'm sorry, you cannot take off a fake beard and mustache and change that quickly.
What, he'd run through the crowd? Like, hold on, I'll be right back. Oh my God. Oh my God.
You can't do it.
No.
Look, Kevin Owens is just going to have to let it go. To be honest, this was my good as well. I love the storyline. I'm like so invested in this. And when it first started, I thought this is dumb. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Kevin Owens and Ezekiel and now Elias have killed this. And I was really looking forward to this tonight. Seeing Elias and seeing how they were going to pull this off. I mean, they're clearly two different people at this point.
Well, clearly. And then they suggested that might be another brother.
Oh.
It was Elrod.
Were the parents obsessed with E-names?
Well,
what it is?
I'll tell you what. I have two kids. I'm not saying their names, but they both start with D's. Having a third kid, already have that name set up. D name. D. So it's a thing. It's a thing. You're a mama. You understand. I don't know if you have.
All my kids have different names. Different letters.
Say, hey, some people are crazy like you, but me, I'm locking it down with D names. And obviously, Elias is Ezekiel and Elwood's parents love the letter E. So
the letter E. Elrod.
That's definitely the good. The bad, though, is the announcement that Rhea Ripley is not medically cleared to take on Bianca Belair, which I would like to, if I had a card right now, it would be the BS card, and I want to throw it down. I will throw you down. That's my notebook. I got to pick it up, though. I don't think she's actually injured.
What?
I don't think she's injured at all. I think they realize Money in the Bank is sold with Money in the Bank matches. Who the hell cares what's on the bottom half of that? So giving away a huge match between Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair at Money in the Bank and then have a rematch and try to sell out a giant arena stadium.
Yeah.
No, you save it, you bottle it up, and then you unleash it at SummerSlam. That's my theory. Not awesome theory, just a theory.
You're right. I mean, I think a lot of us, when they announced the match, thought this was going to be the SummerSlam match. So everyone was kind of like, what? Which no one was complaining, right? So to your point, I don't know if she's injured or not. I'm kind of wondering if she somehow enters the Money in the Bank match.
My face says shellfish. I'm allergic. I don't think so. I don't think so. No.
Like, is she just going to be off TV until SummerSlam? Like, what are we doing?
Yes. Well, no, the night after Money in the Bank.
After Money in the Bank.
And it's interesting. Okay. It's like the WWE didn't realize how close Money in the Bank and SummerSlam were in the same month this year. So it's like, I think someone was like, what are we doing? Because we're going to give you the same exact match again at SummerSlam. It won't be fresh, you know?
Correct.
Like a stale cracker.
Still, I wanted Alexa to win personally, but
well, I think I think I could also topple on Carmella becoming the new number one contender as my bad here. Hey, you've been on TV a while. Hello.
That was mine.
Sonya Deville as a surprise would have been a better idea. Oh, hey, Sonya, you had one of the best storylines going with Naomi and you were a 30 figure. Oh, now you're not anymore? Well, guess what? That means you're not on TV.
I don't, look, again, first of all, the Fatal 5-Way, whatever you want to call it, was an amazing match. It was a great match. I wanted Alexa to win. She didn't. And maybe they're saving that for some other time, which is fine. and I'm nothing against Carmella. I just want to put that out there right now. Carmella is amazing, right? She's the woman who puts other people over constantly, and I get it. To me, she's like the Miz of the women's division. She's the one they count on to put others over in a story time and time again, if you look back at this. So, that being said, if I'm not the hardcore fan that I am, and I'm a casual, and I'm going, Bianca's beat Carmella 5 times now.
I think she beat her. I think she beat her and Zelina Vega rolling into WrestleMania 2-on-1 match.
Like 5 times now, I think she's beaten Carmella. Yeah. So again, it's not that I have a problem with the match. It's the fact that, am I supposed to actually believe Carmella's going to beat Bianca? Do you see what I'm saying? Like,
of course, that's why it's my bad. This whole Rhea Ripley mess is in Carmella winning a match. No. That I don't have nothing against her, but they'd be like, "Hey, Tamina is now the #1 contender."
I would have been okay seeing Doudrop and Bianca again, because at least that's always like this big grand thing, right? It's two powerful women. Yeah, it's 2 powerful women, right? Like in this match, and I would have been. I don't know. It is what it is, but that was my bad. The booking of who won that match, I guess.
I just think it's sad that Judgment Day, as my rant said a few weeks ago when it happened, or was it last week? It feels like it was 2 weeks ago.
I think that was last week.
Oh my God. So much crap has happened in 1 week.
A lot of stuff has happened in 1 week.
So much stress in life. I blame SE Scoops for my stress.
I blame Vincent Kennedy McMahon.
Yes. Let's move on though, because he's on my what the heck? Vince McMahon, this huge breaking news story comes out last week about some hush money and a woman involved in $3 million. He's being investigated. Washington Street Journal's talking about it. He shows up on SmackDown. We talked about it together. Everybody, now forever together.
Drop mic.
Together.
Drop mic.
Welcome to SmackDown. Throw microphone. Exit. Okay, the weekend goes by. It's Raw. What in the world happened?
No announcement that he's going to be on.
Dude.
And his music hits. And I'm like, so this man just has time on his hands now. So now he's going to book himself on TV for the most randomest of things. John Cena will be here next week. Arr.
Isn't it so weird? Would you think that any company in the world, it doesn't matter what company, can you imagine like the guy, Mr. Coca-Cola walking in and be like, "Sir, did you know people are investigating you for sexual harassing Mountain Dew?" And he's like, "What do you mean?" And then suddenly he comes to every party, every event, everything.
He's in the commercials all of a sudden.
And he's like, yes, Mr. Coca-Cola down the Coca-Cola commercials. Hey, everybody, it's me, Coca-Cola. This is Mountain Dew. I'm going to slap her on the ass. Like, and he
does not give a shit, Steve. Do you understand?
I know.
He doesn't care.
It's so insane. Isn't it insane? It feels like I'm studying like a specimen.
It comes off as I'm untouchable. That's what it comes off to me. And he's making it very clear. I'm still here listening to this pop. It's me. I came out here for absolutely zero reason, and people are going to talk about it and pop my rating. And
don't you find that crazy?
I find it insane. No company, if any president, CEO, whatever, was accused of something or being investigated of something to this degree.
Yeah.
And I think I just read actually online that John Laurinaitis has been put on administrative leave.
Of course. Why? Because we need a fall person. Yes.
Well, and Bruce Pritchard is now interim talent. Head of talent relations or whatever, but I'm like,
Bruce Pritchard is the next person to get fired. Then that's what you just said,
basically. So these people are going on administrative leave, but Vince is on TV, and I'm just like, what? Any other company would be like, you need to lay low.
Yeah.
But for Vince, he's like, money, attention. People want to see me because of what's going on. I'm going to come out.
I know.
It's just what's the right word here? Pompous?
I don't know, because if I think about it, this is a little different. So during the steroid trial, he was still on TV every week doing commentary, but because at the time he wasn't the owner of the WWE on TV, he was just doing commentary on like superstars, pay-per-views, big events. So he was on TV that entire time he was on trial for steroids.
Right.
Perhaps this is different because now your company is public on the stock market. So there's a lot more responsibility. If you do something wrong, you're not just hurting yourself. Like, you're hurting the stockholders, and that's millions and millions and millions of dollars. So I think it's a little different this time. So going on TV. Is
he going on TV though to almost give some reassurance to some of these people to go, he doesn't look, he's making a big deal about it. Maybe everything will be okay. Do you see what I'm saying? Is it a fake out kind of like everything's fine, nothing to see here, everything's good, John Cena will be here next week? Like it's like, because sometimes when these people fall, especially something like wrestling, where it's Vince has always been in the forefront of it, right? And if someone like Vince was to just disappear and not say a thing, people would continue to speculate. Stocks might drop a bit.
You seem guilty if you go quiet.
If you go quiet, and so Vince is doing what Vince would normally do in a attention-seeking situation, and maybe reassuring some people by showing that he doesn't seem very worried.
True. Like, who really cares about what Twitter thinks of Vince McMahon as long as
nobody cares.
Is not
there,
out of power, losing money. That's really all that matters. It's a business. No matter what you want to think. And
don't get me wrong, I don't think his ass should be on TV at all. But like, let's have some responsibility.
If you run the company,
and
you haven't been proven guilty of anything, do whatever you want. That's the thing. That's one thing I will always defend. Is it seems as a new thing in the world. It seems to be, someone accuses you of something, you're guilty, and like, there's no evidence, but you do, you trash their name, and then their name becomes no longer valuable, even if eventually it turns out that person didn't do anything. And it's not just Vince McMahon, it's
it happened to the one I remember the most, and because it was here in Arizona, was Enzo, and he was in that case, or someone filed a case against him for abuse or whatever it was in Phoenix.
Yeah, he got fired.
And he got fired, and it was proven that it was false. He wasn't guilty of it, but he never got his job back. People trashed him. They were one of the hottest acts in WWE. It's just it's to your point, innocent until proven guilty. But I think a lot of people would like to see him taking some accountability and acting responsible, at least. But
well, I'll say one more thing, then we can move on. But accountability for what? He has been proven guilty.
That there is an investigation.
Well, then if he doesn't go on TV, then he's letting everyone assume he's guilty.
Correct.
So
that's why he's out there.
I don't know if he is or not.
None of us do. And my thing is that he's out there probably to tell people, no big deal.
I think what you said makes sense. Reassuring the TV audience and the stockholders, hey, I'm here, I'm on TV. Absolutely. I'm not like hiding in my house, cowering. So interesting. Moving on, though, the most valuable entertainment. Was that also your what the heck, by the way?
It wasn't. It should be now. I know. I did say what. I mean, I try to pick one that's different than you. I think most people was what the heck was Vince coming out. I think the what the heck is probably that almost.
Oh my God! The burial.
Yeah, and the Riddle match. I was kind of like, what? So the way this is going, I thought for sure Seth was going to win Money in the Bank, but now I'm wondering if it's going to be Riddle. I don't know. Like the bruised ribs and I don't know.
You think like can the underdog pull it off?
Yep.
Maybe. But man, they're just beating the crap out of that dude.
But that was a what the heck for sure. I was not expecting that,
No.
to be honest. And that was my first original what the heck. But Vince is also very much a what the heck because I did not expect that to happen. So
Yeah, I was like, well, I'm sorry, what's happening? Though moving on though, the most valuable entertainer for me, it's for me it's Kevin Owens as always. For me, that's me. That's my pick.
He's just amazing.
Him actually getting mad at backstage, interview about how clearly it's not Elias out there, it's Ezekiel, and then seeing Ezekiel there really, I think, blew Kevin Owens' mind. Where like, there was some acceptance. What? There was some acceptance of like, oh, wait a minute. There are two of them.
Like when Kevin came out and he's like, where do you guys come from? Are you just waiting for us back here? Kevin, the interviewer, just pops out and he's like, where do you guys even come from?
And he's like, I hurt my back. I just fell over. I hurt my knee. I blame Elias for that too. I mean, Ezekiel, that was.
Oh my God.
I like that a lot.
Kevin's amazing. But my most valuable entertainer is Miss Becky Lynch. Look, the woman just cried on cue. All right. She was in tears at the end of Raw. She opened the show. She ended the show in tears. She is distraught. At Adam Pierce on Twitter.com. Give my girl a chance.
I think it's
Scrap Daddy.
Yeah, I was just gonna say. I wish you change it. I wish you would change that.
Whatever your name is, Adam Pierce. Get it together. My girl is distraught. She's upset. She's down. You don't kick them when they're down. Not Becky, Marie, Antoinette, Lynch, Lopez. Absolutely not.
It's a long last name. If she was a little kid, I'd feel sorry for her in cursive class. Oh,
Becky, Marie, Antoinette, Lynch, Lopez. Get it together. Ugh. Top star.
Top star. 100%.
Top star.
100%. She should have the 24/7 championship. That's
taking her L's. Did you hear about the 24/7 title?
Doudrop has it.
Dude got it. And I'm like, why didn't this happen on Raw? I don't understand.
Why is main event still a thing?
I just figured it's for practice.
I don't think it's practice. I think there's like some sort of contract that says, well, we promise you so many hours of live programming for Peacock, and it reaches that quota. It's like when they ask you at the grocery store, you want to raise the coin. And no, I don't want to give you extra money.
Why is Judgment Day on main event?
Because
why?
They're already gone. Folks, we got to give a thumbs up, a thumbs down, a thumbs in the middle to Monday Night Raw. We are on the road to Money in the Bank. People are qualifying.
I'll be there.
You'll be there.
I'll be there.
Wow. I have SummerSlam tickets, but I think I might sell them. I'm not sure.
You should go to Nashville.
I want to go to Nashville, but we'll find out. I still have my tickets, so we'll see what's going to happen. Folks, thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs in the middle. Put a thumbs up like this. Boop. And 3, and 2, and 1. Pew. Oh, you got a completely thumbs up. I'm almost thumbs up. I'm an almost thumbs up. It was a massively it felt like Raw was. They just had like a bunch of segments and they threw them in a bowl and they kept pulling them out. And they're like, yeah. Well, I like that segment. So, yep, you're next.
They just mashed it together. Isn't that every Raw?
No.
Isn't the script ripped up?
I feel like recently, maybe the past like 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks, everything feels a little off. Without Cody Rhodes, he was like the constant. And then without him,
Cody Rhodes, Sasha, Naomi, right?
Judgment Day breaking up.
These are all constants that were now missing,
right?
Or they had stories for or whatever, and to change things.
I think a lot of people from NXT need to get brought up. Like, now I'm not talking about like 2. I'm talking about like 10.
There's a lot that are overdue.
Like have a breakout star tournament on Raw or SmackDown of NXT wrestlers, but don't include your Braun Breakers because we know them already. Like include the undercard.
With the tag team titles for the women.
I think they've disappeared and we're supposed to forget. Forget, Stephanie, forget.
Where's the tournament?
Forget.
Where's the tournament, Steve? There's supposed to be a
There's
tournament.
no women's tag team championships ever again. You never heard of the Iconics. It was Lena Vega and Carmella. Or Nia Jackson, Shayna Baszler had it for like 10,000 years.
Kabuki Warriors were the best champions. I said it.
Kabuki Warriors, best champions.
Love them.
Wow.
Loved
With the best
them.
manager ever that never talks, Paige.
Loved that. Oh, and her last day is next month.
Let me ask you a quick question before we get off. If Paige emailed you folks and she asked for money, but she didn't disclose how much money would you give her for an interview? This is a true story.
Ooh. How much money would you give her to do an interview?
Mm-hmm.
I don't really know the going rate for interviews, but for Paige, she's a legend, so $300.
$300. It's a good amount. I was going to say 5. Folks, thanks for watching another episode of Getting Red right here on SE Scoops. I'm Steve Paul. She's Stephanie Hypes. Have a wonderful day. We'll see you next time. How do they pull up that Elias thing? I don't know. Bye. Nick Aldis doesn't like this.